What up, YouTubers? NerdyRed23 back with another video. How are y'all doing? I'm here to talk about, of today, October 8th, the movie Gang Related, which was supposed to be called Criminal Intent, but it's called Gang Related, was released of October 8th, 1997, starting with Tupac Shakur and James Belushi, Lela Rochon, and James Earl Jones. And this was Shakur's last final film, man. Man, it was just crazy that it was released in 97 after, his death, because he passed in 96. But this movie is one of the best cop thrillers that I've ever saw, man. It's just, it's about Tupac and Belushi themselves playing as cops. They are cops. They play as two corrupted cops who frame a homeless guy played by Dennis Quaid for the murder of an undercover cop, another DEA agent that they themselves had actually killed, which was really crazy. Because, James Belushi, if you watch the beginning of the part of the movie with him and Tupac, they searched, their officer, that DEA agent, which was crazy. Lionel Hudd goes by the name of Kumo D. Kumo D is the one that plays as a DEA agent. And he was driving in an Eldorado Cadillac. It was an all-black Cadillac. It's like an 80s, like an early 80s, mid-80s. Which was a cool-looking caddy, though. And it's a great movie. And, of course, they do the police investigation of who shot him. And, of course, they framed that Dennis Quaid guy on here. So, of course, caught in a dangerous web of deceit and this gritty, smart, and tough action thriller that will hold you in its grip from start to finish. So, Belushi plays as Divinci. Tupac plays as Detective Jake Rodriguez, practicing their own deadly brand of street justice. They set up drug deals, seize the money for themselves, and then murder the dealers. It's a lucrative, racket that has worked without a hitch for months. But then, when they discover that their latest victim was an undercover officer with a drug enforcement agency, that's what I'm talking about, they killed Lionel Hudd. And of course they go to the courtroom, and of course you see James Earl Jones playing as a lawyer, and he asks Lela Rochon when was the last time and where were you at when you saw the guy, and she was at a grocery store buying shampoo or something like that. And the story just continues on. And, Tupac and James Belushi, still go on without being, caught. But soon enough, Tupac had a wire, and that's when, he ratted out James Belushi because he is the one that did the murder. And then he tried to frame another guy in the courtroom and all that. It's really, man, it was a tense scene in the courtroom, too. They go after every person to frame, like, where were you last Friday night and all that. It was crazy. And then Tupac says, funny, got your fingerprints on it, when they were showing him the revolver, the gun. And James Belushi's character, he's like, you better have a good alibi. Or he's going alibi when he says that part in the scene of the movie, when they're questioning all these guys about the murder. But deep down inside, it was James Belushi. He's the one that did the killing. He just tries to cover it up. That's what you call corrupted right there. And then, of course, Tupac was frustrated, pissed. You'll see in the scene of the movie where he's at his home. And then that's when you see Debo, Tiny Lister Jr., R.I.P., and then his little homie, the short guy. He's like, we all have problems. He says that part in the scene of the movie. And he's like, and Tupac tried to fight with both of them, but ends up getting assassinated by both. I was like, whoa. Like, did Debo just murdered Pac right there? I was like, that's crazy. Shoot, if Debo could really bully the people on Friday, he sure bullied and assassinated Tupac in the movie. I was like, whoa, that was insane. But this movie still turned out to be great. I'm really happy that, I own this film. Shoot, 27 years ago, this movie is still a classic. In box office, it was hit $5.9 million. Still a classic. I know a lot of people said it wasn't the world's best, but I consider it's a cool movie because, starting with Tupac in here, and it's a great soundtrack. I really love the soundtrack. I just did a video of that yesterday because it was released 27 years ago. It was on October 7th, and then the movie was released of today, the 8th. So that's why I'm here to talk about this. And they did do interviews of the movie, of how, Pac was, brilliant in the movie. Even James Belushi, he said that Tupac was just phenomenal, incredible in the movie. And even other people that were in the movie, they said the same thing about Pac, man. I know James Earl Jones had a story to even say, too. R.I.P. Mr. Jones on here, too. R.I.P. 3 people on here. Pac, Jones. Well, Pac died first, and then Debo died in 2020, and then 4 years later, James Earl Jones goes. So we really lost 3 legends of this movie. And then towards the end, James Belushi thought he was going on vacation, which he was, but then he ends up finding that one guy he tried to frame. Got him fooled. He was in that Cadillac limo, and the guy just, boom, just shot James Belushi, his head right out the window of the Cadillac limo. And he's like, Like he kind of talks like that. And he's like, like he laughs like a really evil, maniacally weird dude. But at the end credits, Tupac's Staring at the World Through My Rear View came on. And it was saying in memory of Tupac Shakur. It was really a great movie, man. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the movie. Also ignore the glitch. Don't even bother with that. Still a cool movie. If you like to watch, serious movies, crime thrillers, including cop movies, I mean, that's all in the category. You should definitely try to accumulate this movie right here. I bought this at FYE in Fullerton, California, when it was in business. I mean, they still have some, but you have to go to Montebello or Riverside area of California. I mean, that's far, man. I'm like, why the heck would I go out there just to go look for a DVD? I could just order it online. But, I mean, when it was in Fullerton at the time, I could still get it there, too. But I was very satisfied. I'm happy I have the movie. I was looking for this one. This was a hard one to come across. And I only paid about maybe $5 or $7 for the DVD. Really happy to own it. Check it out. Super dope. Love the movie Gang Related. Starting with Tupac and James Belushi, Dennis Quaid. Even Dennis Quaid even says some great stuff about Tupac being brilliant as an actor. And I can imagine, seeing Pac right now, he'd be killing the industry. I could even see him in another movie with Dennis Quaid. Even James Earl Jones, if he was still here, man, it would have been great. I would even like to see him in more movies with James Belushi. Or more movies with Debo, too, Tiny Lister Jr. I would have loved to see that, too, man. We lost too many legends. Well, that's it for right there. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and comment. Follow your boy NerdyRed23 for more videos, and I'll definitely get back to you on the next video. God bless and stay safe. If you are a Tupac fan, or cop movies in general, definitely try to get a hold of this film at your local store, or even yard sale, wherever, even online. Just get a hold of it and watch it. You won't regret it. It's a really cool movie. It will just, hold on tight for the start to the finish of this film. You don't want to regret missing this. This is a cool film right here.